Welcome back, and tonight I'm going to make pork salad. So yesterday we did smoking pork ribs and pork shoulders, and that's the name of my video that we did yesterday. And now I have a whole bunch of pork shoulder. So let's get started. So I went ahead and I shredded this pretty small, and I'm just going to show you kind of what I did. So I first started like if you're going to make a pulled pork sandwich. And then, of course, I can't get the glove back on. Okay. All right, so I started doing this already. Okay, so I shredded it a little, and then I'm just going to show you kind of how I did my finishing touches. So instead of having bigger pieces like you do on a pulled pork sandwich, I'm making these pieces smaller. So that's what I did, kind of like more bite-sized pieces. Okay, so I did that earlier. And now I'm going to set this aside. And we're going to put in this pork salad, we're going to put a couple, I washed my celery. I'm going to put a couple stalks of celery. So it's the summertime, and it's nice to have some dinners that are just a cool, refreshing dinner. Something cold. Try to cut it up pretty small. Hope everybody's having a good day. Okay, so we'll put this in the bowl. Okay, now some red onion. And this is partially cut up from the potato salad I did the other day, and I also have a video on potato salad. So we don't need a ton of onion, so I think that might be enough. So I'm just going to dice this really tiny. Okay. And I'll throw it on top, and then we'll see if that's enough. Okay. Here's the bowl. Let's see what we got. I think that's actually just the right amount for what we have going. Okay, I'm going to rinse off my cutting board because the next thing I'm doing is apple. And the leftover apple, I don't want it to taste like onion, and I don't think I'm going to use the whole apple. So I'll be right back. All right, so I cut the apple in half. Got a green apple here. I think I'm only going to need 1/2 of this, as I said before. So I'm going to just core it. And as I said before, I only need half probably. And I'm going to leave the skin on. I went ahead and I washed it off really well. I'm going to leave the skin on because I want the texture from the skin. So when you bite into this, it gives it a nice crunchy texture. Try to cut this as small as I can. Try to kind of turn it around, make it smaller as much as possible. Okay, almost done with the apple. So, just a half an apple. I'm going to set the, oh, actually the next thing, pickles. Before I do the egg, I'm going to do pickles. Okay. Oh, I already have my fork out. So I have these pickles that have garlic in them. But whatever type of pickle you have will work out fine. And I think I'm going to do 2 of these. Try to cut this as tiny as possible. Now, if you don't have pickles and you have pickle relish, that'll work too. I would not recommend sweet relish though. So a dill style, I wouldn't do sweet. Might make it taste strange. Okay. Let's see. All right, I think I should do one more. Sometimes you just have to eyeball stuff and see how much you want of something. Okay, that looks about right. All right, now, next thing, set this aside. Next thing, hard-boiled eggs. I think I'll start with 1 egg and just see where we're at, because this is not a huge amount. I started this out, I was going to make it for like 4 sandwiches, and I think I'm going to have leftover. I tend to do that a lot. I tend to make too much food. But that's okay, because then you have leftovers. So I'm going to take the shell off the egg. And I do also have a video on hard-boiled eggs, so if you want to check that video out. Because not everybody, if you're a new-time cook, or maybe you just want to see how I do it, not everybody knows how to do a hard-boiled egg, especially if you're a young person just starting out. And if you've been doing hard-boiled eggs for years, sometimes it's nice to just pick up tips here and there. Okay, so the thing I like about the brown eggs, and I've said this before in other videos, is you can see the shell. And sometimes with the white eggs, white on white, it's really hard to see. Okay, so I'm going to take this and rinse it off at the sink. I'll be right back. Okay, let's see if 1 egg is going to be enough. It may or may not be. Okay, I think 2 eggs. Okay, so I'll continue to do this, and I'm going to put the 2nd egg in. Okay, so now it's time for some mayonnaise. I think that might be enough. We'll see. I'll mix everything up, and then we'll decide if we need more mayonnaise or not. Okay, so I found this paprika, this brand of paprika is very, very good. So let's put some of that in here. And then some roasted garlic. And some onion powder. And some black pepper. And I don't use a lot of salt, so I'm not salting this. Only put salt in a few things. Okay, I think I might need more mayo. I can tell already. We'll have to get out a fresh spoon for the mayonnaise. This smells so good. The smoked pork came out so great. We were very pleased with it. My husband helped me do the smoking yesterday. I also made some potato salad. And then I came up with this for tonight's dinner. Okay, a little bit more mayo. That might be enough. that spoon in there just in case. Okay. Wanting it kind of saturating. So I make salmon salad. That's also another video on my channel. And that's one of my favorite things too. As I said, this time of year, it's really nice to have like a cool, refreshing dinner. Or it could be lunch. I like to do sandwiches for dinner sometimes, though. Don't have to heat up the house at all. I do need to toast my buns though, so I'm going to do that. But I think we're looking good right here as far as the mayonnaise. I'm going to taste a little, just to taste to make sure that I have enough mayo. Okay. Just a little tiny bit more. Sometimes you have to taste things as you go along. Okay. I just don't want to overdo it. So I want to be able to taste all the flavors. Now, tonight we're probably just going to eat this in just a little bit. But the best thing to do anytime you do something like this is make it several hours ahead of time or make it the day before, because then your flavors really blend nicely. But kind of in a hurry tonight, so I'm going to just go ahead and toast my roll, and I'll make it into a sandwich, and then I will do the official taste test. So I will see you soon. All right, so let's build this sandwich. So I bought some ciabatta bread, and the directions were to heat it up in the oven for 5 to 7 minutes, so I did that. This is what looked best at the store, but you could use whatever your favorite is. So let's put some on the bread. Okay, and then I sliced some tomatoes. Let's put 2 tomatoes on here. And for me, I think I have to cut this in half. Well, maybe I shouldn't cut it in half, because it might be actually more difficult if I cut it in half. I'll have too small of ends. Okay, so look at that. Looks yummy, right? All right, time for the official taste test. That part's coming out the side. So good. That is absolutely delicious. What a nice combination of flavors. All the different flavors give it a wonderful flavor profile, and it's got crunchy and creamy, delicious, smoky flavor. What a great dinner idea. I hope you try it. Well, thank you for those of you who subscribe to my channel, and if you don't subscribe, I hope that you do. Thanks for watching, and have a great evening, and share this recipe with a friend.